So we are on our first big kind of adventure with our Tiffin Wayfarer LW. It's our 30th wedding anniversary, and we are headed to the Grand Canyon to make a stop at Needles first on our way, and then we're gonna head to the Grand Canyon, then to Sedona, and then over to Coachella Valley and Palm Springs area. It is Friday, and it's January 17th, 2025. And so we're looking forward to our trip and all the adventures that may come of it. We're a little bit concerned about the cold and how warm we can keep our rig, but we have lots of backup heat sources, so hopefully we'll do okay. So we have been driving since early this morning, and we stopped to get some gas just outside of Barstow on the 40, and of course both gas stations were broken down and had no gas and no diesel fuel. So we're stopped here at a rest stop having some lunch, and we are about maybe 120 miles from Needles, just at this little rest stop off of the 40. And it's so nice not having to use a public restroom. And to be able to just not even actually have to leave the vehicle. And the instrument panel's still on because we never even opened the doors. But we're gonna do a walk around in just a little bit, and eventually get to Needles.
It's a huge event.
So we are in the middle of nowhere, and we have full high-speed internet. And I think I'm gonna go out just the cab door. And that is due to the fact that of all of our crap. And that is because we have the Starlink Mini right there in the window. And so, oh my gosh. Just took the door off. The wind is blowing out here. So yeah, it's pretty cool because that's it. That gets you high speed, 100 megabytes per second plus internet. I'm just gonna take a look. I do have the keys, yeah. Just gonna take a look. Tires. Actually, this is the new mud flap that Ryan and I put on with the cutouts right there. Looks like it's still holding on. That's great. And this one too seems okay. So we made it to Desert View RV Park in Needles, California. And here we are. A little chair set up to watch the sunset. And a little back-in spot for one night. Little clubhouse right here. All these trees are dying. I'm wondering if it was like an extremely, not that it's, I mean, not hot here in the summertime, like all those are dead too. But this is the place that many years ago is the hottest place I've ever been. It was 126 degrees when we were on our way to Lake Powell over 30 years ago. That was the last time we were in Needles. Now it's the winter time and it's about 60, low, probably mid 60s. Okay, so we just basically left Needles on the California side. And a really nice guy at the RV park let us know that if we come over here to Arizona, which was about 2 miles away, that we would be paying $3 less per gallon for fuel. And there it is, $3.25 here in Arizona, and over in California, where we just were, it was $6.18 for diesel. Just mind-boggling. 2 miles, a different state. And also what you notice is that when you're on the California side, everything is just disheveled. Everything's boarded up. Everything just looks old and rotten. I mean, we are in Needles, but so it is kind of a town of the past. But you know, come over to Arizona and immediately everything, you know, looks newer, well kept. It's just really a clear indication of the leadership and the ideals of California. And you know, they kind of slowly are getting us accustomed to living with the accommodations of a third world country and trying to talk us into liking it. So to bring the point home even further, as we were driving to Needles, we had passed Barstow, and we should have stopped in Barstow for some gas, even though it was expensive. But we continued on to the 40, and we stopped along. What was that town?
It was the Springs. I can't remember. But then we stopped at Ludlow.
Ludlow. We stopped at Ludlow. And when we pulled up to the pump for diesel, was what, $6.50? I think it was $6.50. Anyway, when we realized it was that expensive, we got 4.62 gallons. 4.62 gallons for $30, and we just got 19 gallons for $60. That's the difference. We do want to always have DEF fluid on hand, and so I just went into this Thiapo gas station just to see maybe it would be like a better price. Anyway, it was $23, but it was only Blue Def Plus, I think. So we're gonna get it at Walmart for $8. Even though we don't need it right now, it's always nice when you're on a road trip to make sure that you have it. Okay, everybody, we made it to the Grand Canyon. First, we came to our site. We came to to the RV or Travelers Village, and there was no one to check you in. It says to go back to the main lodge to check in. So we went and did that, and then we came here, got our spot, hooked up electrical. I have food in my mouth. And then discovered that we have no water. The water spigot doesn't work. There's no way to get a hold of anyone to switch sites. There's plenty of sites, but I just don't want to, like, someone to knock on the door in the middle of the night going like, you're in my site. So anyway, we quickly, and we were trying to be quick about it because it was basically pretty much, I mean, last light.
Yeah.
Really last light. So we hopped on our scooters. We were given some directions on how to get to the rim, and we made a wrong turn initially, but thankfully those scooters are just, they're the best thing ever. But they have the good lights, the headlights, and anyway, we made it over to the rim. It's amazing, just shocking. I cannot believe how deep it is.
You know what? We could do sunrise.
We could do sunrise.
Bitter cold.
It would be bitter cold, but it would be really neat. We wore our ski gear, literally, ski pants, everything. But we brought just regular gloves. I swear I have frostbite. And that is what was amazing. I mean, you know, we had literally our, what do you call those things that you?
Buffs?
Yeah, our buffs. We had our you know, covering our mouth and our nose. We had hats on and our helmets. And it was, yeah, I couldn't feel my fingers because the cold was going right through them. Anyway, we're eating dinner. Made ourselves a nice little dinner. So we found out later that the water faucet wasn't broken. It was actually frozen. And so many of them were frozen. Most of them were frozen. But we did find one close by to us that in the afternoons there would be water there, and we could fill our water jug and then fill our RV with water so that we could shower and use the water. And because we have tank heaters and wet bay heaters, it just allowed us to operate as normal. You can see here, this was somebody's spigot that they had connected that clearly burst and then froze overnight. And we saw some damage to some other people's RVs where they had frozen water coming out of the side just because they didn't have the proper protection against the cold temperatures. Campground's pretty empty. I mean, there's a few, but I mean, really, a lot of available spots. Looks like I have complete solid ice up in here in the front. That's something. Okay, it is a little after 7 in the morning. We're at the Grand Canyon, and we were gonna get up and go and see the sunrise. It's 20 degrees out right now. And of course our biggest concern is our hands on our scooters, if our scooter batteries are gonna work with the cold. But we're headed out on the scooters. We got the scooters set up. Well, these have been the greatest things. We just love it. Exploring on these guys. They're all independent suspension. They're fantastic. Great lights on them. Check out these lights. Under light, rear light. We're going to get some rubber gloves to see if that will help keep our hands cool. Suede gloves. Okay, that was a beautiful experience. Quite epic. Just the canyon is beautiful. It's just really stunning. But it is so cold. And I literally can't feel my fingers. It's serious. I mean, I just on the verge of frostbite. We had to stop before we came back, and I had to like make fists in my gloves to try and open and close my fingers to try to like get the circulation back in. It's so cold with I don't know what it is with the wind chill. I think it's 19 or 20 normally, but with the wind chill. I mean, chocolate chip pancakes this morning and some bacon. So later that day, we ended up taking the Grand Canyon bus that would drop you off at different points along the canyon. We went to the visitor center and learned about the evolution of the Grand Canyon, the different rock layers. It was super interesting. It was a Grand Canyon film studio at one point in time. And even an Indian Hopi house that was selling all sorts of goods. And of course, the Grand Canyon Railway, which was quite something to see. It was all in all a great time, great day. A little, looks like little camp or village down at the bottom. Yeah, it isn't even the bottom. People are up here on the edge of this thing. It's totally freaky. Hey guys. Hi. One has antlers over there. I think, I know. It's just big ears. Well, it is Monday morning, January 20th, And before we leave the Grand Canyon to head to Sedona, we are stopping one last time with the vehicle this time rather than the bus, but we are going to check out one last glimpse of the Grand Canyon. Now that, okay, we won't get too close. It literally feels like you're gonna go flying. I mean, it's like you're standing on the wing of an airplane is what it feels like. And that was our trip to the Grand Canyon. We're off to Sedona. Join us for part 2 of the anniversary trip in Sedona, Arizona.